It is with great regret that I rise in opposition to this bill. Regret, first, because I have a lot of respect and affection for the author, but regret also because of what this says about what's left of the integrity and deliberative process of this House. We should not be hearing this bill now. And I will just tell you, as one of the 4 policy committee chairs that ought to have had a look at this very significant bill but was deprived of the ability to hear it in my committee, I think this is not only a terrible precedent, but from my review of the bill, it's just a terrible bill. And I will tell you, this is not a benign attempt to make sure that economic factors get considered when we regulate. My committee has jurisdiction over the Department of Fish and Game. That is one of the 4 state agencies that would be affected by this bill, and I have read its provisions very carefully. They have not been carefully vetted, as one colleague just said. Quite the opposite. This is a bill that would effectively shut down the Department of Fish and Game's ability to ever take serious action in protecting endangered species, in protecting public land, in protecting biodiversity, in protecting our coast and our marine protection areas, just as surely as eliminating that department would shut them down. This is a bill that deserves serious vetting and serious deliberation in committee. And so we're left, unfortunately, because of the mockery of a process that has brought us to this point in the final minutes of the deadline, we're left with 2 awful choices. We can vote out a bill that is terrible policy on its face, and if you do that, you better be ready to be accountable for what comes back from the Senate. You should never be willing to put your name and your vote on a bill that on its face right now is terrible policy. We'll be putting the imprimatur of this institution on the notion that we should effectively shut down the Department of Fish and Game and perhaps some of the other departments that you may be hearing about from other policy chairs in a moment. The second terrible choice is if we want to sort of entrust the process over in the Senate, and I know that the author would like to continue working with people and has good intentions, but nevertheless we would be completely abdicating the ability of this House to have a say in the shaping of this public policy, this policy that affects no less than 4 major substantive areas. We need to have a hand in shaping this policy. And so, members, I guess what it comes down to is, does it have to be this way? Do we have to make one of these 2 terrible choices, or is there a better way? And I submit to you there is a better way. I talked to Dotson a few moments ago, the oracle of the rules. There is a way for us. We have to vote no now or lay off, but there is a way for us to amend this bill, send it to committee, and allow Mr. Fuentes to keep working in this House so that our policy committees can do the job that the public sent us here to do. We don't have to shred the deliberative process in the final minutes of session, and I request a no vote.